Hello, you guys. Welcome to Achaibo Clinical's Sunday chat. The title of this chat is Your True Position. I'm going to talk about your work, your vocation in the world. And it was inspired by something that I read by Raymond Charles Barker, Ernest Holmes in the book 365 Days of Richer Living. And it really touched me. And I want to share it with you, and hopefully it can inspire you to move forward and really grow and be of service in a way that transforms your community, yourself, your community, and the planet. This is the Sunday chat. So on Facebook, we have two chats every week. Wednesday, we talk about clinical trials. And on Sundays, we talk about inspiration, success, mindset. The reason being that those are the two things that I'm passionate about, and I can talk about them firsthand experience. Anything else, please don't ask me. So I'm delighted that you're here. If you've just joined us, welcome. We are happy that you're here. I'm glad you're part of this group. We're here to uplift, inspire, share great ideas, and put a veil that kind of takes us into our cocoon of excellence and beauty and shuts out the negativity that is in the world, right? Because life is a dance. We're constantly dancing in the physical world, where we are living with people, things, experiences, places. But then the world that is within us is actually vaster than what we actually perceive. Okay. Thank you for being here. Those who are here and still going and sharing and liking the videos, I appreciate you guys. I really thank you for engaging. And it's just a wonderful thing, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. I'm just sharing ideas that I work for my life and that I continue to work. The teacher Abraham always says that, enlightenment, and I define enlightenment by being aware that I am a physical as well as a non-physical being moving forward in the world, right? And so this teacher says that enlightenment is not like a degree that we hang on the wall and then that's it. It is a constant process. It's a constant growing. It's actively showing up every single day and practicing and being aware, right, of who we are in the world in that day. And I had a meeting with my staff this past Friday, and the thing that I said was that the only decision that I really have is to decide, right? Who am I going to be today? In spite of whether I feel sad, I feel down, I'm not in a place where I really want to talk to people. Who am I really going to be today? That's the only decision that you have to make. In spite of everything that's happening in my life, I have the singular choice to decide on how I truly want to live this life today, in this moment. Now, let me dive right into our thoughts, because as you guys know, I love to absorb ideas that are energizing, invigorating, and share them. And I can't help myself, right? This is not something that I impose ideas. This is just a forum where I share, again, things that are working for me. It might not be your truth, and that is fine. If there are some things that land, take it and run with it. If some stuff you're like, I don't know about that, that is okay too. I read this and it just took my breath away. Living in a universe of activity, we are expected to be efficient and creative. Our work, whether in office, factory, or home, is that part of the universal activity which we have been selected to do. Therefore, we should do it with ease, with efficiency, and with pleasure. We confuse issues and think we are earning money instead of seeing our true position as a center through which the universal activity of mind focalizes itself by means of us. So I was thinking about this and I broke it down. First of all, this Thomas Troward has that saying, which I love to always talk about: my mind is a center of divine operations. The divine operations is always for expansion and full expression. So that is something that really brings forth our true purpose in life. So the first part talks about living in a universe of activity. We're expected to be efficient and creative. Yes, we are, because the universe is forever moving, it's forever changing, and it doesn't matter the work that we are doing, we are part of a universal activity. So whether you like what you're doing right now or not, it doesn't matter, you're part of the song of the universe. Now, how you judge the work that you're doing that's how you're going to react to it. There's only one thing, judgments, right? You judge something, your judgment on it is going to cause you to react in a certain way. If you judge it as suffering, it's bad, then automatically you're going to react in the way that a suffering person does a job, right? They're complaining every day, gossiping with your colleagues, every day, moaning, I hate this, I don't like what I'm doing, because you've deemed it beneath you or it's a horrible thing to do. And by the way, I have done every type of job under the sun. So I know what it's like to have an experience of something that is just like, wow, what am I doing? I'm an educated person. But all those things are part of our path. So yes, we live in a world of movement and flow, and wherever that we are working, it's part of the universal activity. So that's the first point. If I choose to see it as part of the universal activity, then I'm seeing it as part of a greater whole. It's part of the symphony of the universe. It is part of the mosaic of the universe, right? And so then my approach to it will be different versus seeing it like it's the most horrible thing that can happen to me, right? Therefore, we should do it with ease, with efficiency, and with pleasure. I love that. In the Yoga Sutras, when we're talking about physical poses, we talk about sthira, sukha, asanam. It has to be with ease and with a little bit of tension when we need it, but then it basically has to flow, right? That's what the yoga poses, the asanas that we do. In this case, is the same thing. Ease and efficiency. I love a lot of affirmations where I say, I'm easily and effortlessly accomplishing the task that I have set before me today, and with pleasure. I use the word passion a lot too, because we have to do it with that. But remember this, it is not the thing that you're doing, it's what you're thinking about the thing that you're doing. So if I am doing dishes, which I love, by the way, I love doing dishes. I don't even use a dishwasher. I love doing dishes. Now, if I'm doing dishes and I'm like, man, I don't like doing dishes, it's horrible. I don't want to do this. And then before I know it, I'm tensing up. But if I'm doing dishes, or maybe that's my job, maybe I'm a dishwasher, I wash dishes and things, and I'm focusing, I use that time as meditation, feeling the water run down through the dish as the soap bubbles are on the dish, the cloth that I'm using to wash it, all that movement, engaging with it in a meditative way. At some point, it will become pleasure because I'm so present and I'm so focused in that moment while I'm doing it. So it becomes easy, efficient, and pleasurable, right? So the final part says we confuse issues and we think we're earning money instead of seeing our true position as a center through which the universe of activity of mind focalizes itself by the means of us. Ding, ding, dong. Oh, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. You guys, I've read this so many times, but I swear it just brings so much out of me. It's an illusion that we are earning money. I get caught up in this too, you guys. I'm telling you, I always have to remind myself, Tengumuna, you're not earning money. Money is a side effect of the service that you're putting out in the world. And the greater the service, the greater ease and efficiency and pleasure that I experience while giving this service, the greater the compensation. Right? When I'm enjoying something and when I'm giving it with all my heart, like the way that I prepare for all of these talks, I really put everything into it. And I do not put things into it hoping that somebody is going to listen and say, bravo, wow, wow, wow. I make sure that in the moment that I'm giving this talk, that I'm giving it everything that I have. And that's the most important thing. I let go of the outcome. Some people might, because I don't have any control. Somebody might watch this halfway and go, shut it down, right? But so it's not about the audience. It's about my intention to bring forth the gifts and talents within me in such a way that I feel ease, efficiency, and pleasure. So at the end of the day, it's not about the other people. How it lands, we don't know, right? You never know. Might say something. One person says, wow, I love that. Another person says, what did you just say? And then they might troll you online and send you something horrible. We don't know. But what is my intention? And so as a result of that intention that I'm putting out in the world to put transformational messages, then the money that comes in is a side effect of that intention. And so what I love about this is the second part, which says, as a center through which the universal activity of mind focalizes itself by means of us. Without you, the universe cannot focus. I just think it's so awesome, you guys. I think of the Lord of the Rings, where you have that, God, in Mordor, this mountain. Just bear with me here, okay? Even if you don't know it, it's fine. Just think about this massive eye in the Lord of the Rings, a big evil eye that is like, it's really big, it's red, and it's looking like this. I mean, it has a bright light and it's looking, and then when it sees some activity, it focalizes on it. So I see the universe that way, right? The people that are aligning themselves, the universe is always focalizing through us. So it's not like it goes, you over there, you're doing horrible things, I'm not going to focalize through you. It is constantly doing that. But what we're seeing here is that an awareness that the universe is focalizing through me. Therefore, that which I'm doing in this moment, I have to be present. I have to be in the now, because why? The mind of God, the mind of source, the mind of the universe is focalizing by means of me. Without me, the universe it's not seeing, it's not breathing, it's not touching, it's not tasting, it's not smelling, right? It is using you, your unique experience in this world right now, in this place and time, as a means to focalize itself. There is a concept in the Yoga Sutras which talks about the Dharmin and Dharma. So the Dharmin is the clay that creates all. Dharma is the consequence of the clay. So if I create a clay pot out of the Dharmin, it's still clay, but now it's a clay pot, right? And then if I take that clay pot and melt it back into that Dharmin, it's still going to be the Dharmin, right? So Dharmin, Dharma, same thing with gold. You have a bar of gold, you take the bar of gold, you make jewelry, you make different things, but the gold is still in the bar. So the universe, you're part of it, right? The universe is the Dharmin, and we are the Dharma through which it focalizes itself. Okay, so that's what I want to talk about today. So our work is a means by which the universe is focalizing itself. If I get up in the morning and I say, oh, wait a minute, my work is the means by which the universe is focalizing itself. Wow, like, doesn't change things for you? I mean, somebody please say amen here, because it does, right? It changes things. It's that what I am, the work which I do, the universe is focalizing itself. Somebody please, how exciting versus I'm just doing this for now. I always never said, what are you doing, Tengu? Even when I had the most menial jobs, I'm just doing this for now. Je suis en passage, like we say in French. You're not en passage, because in the en passage, the universe is focalizing through you, right? It is. So there's no en passage. There's only what you're doing at that moment and what you're thinking about what you're doing. Now, there's an affirmation that I created that I use and a lot. And so when you start feeling that way, oh God, I'm tired, I don't like what I'm doing, this is not ideal for me, greater things are supposed to happen in my life, I don't care for it, this is what you're going to say. The universe is my employer. My work is efficient, creative, and right. I have within me the power to make the perfect decisions for the upliftment of myself and my colleagues. I'm going to say this again. The universe is my employer. My work is efficient, creative, and right. I have within me the power to make the perfect decisions for the upliftment of myself and my colleagues. Okay? When we post this, the affirmation should be at the bottom, so that way you guys can grab it. Use this whenever you feel like, I'm not doing the right thing in the world, because the mind will play with us, Even the things that we love, sometimes the mind starts saying, maybe this is not the thing that you're supposed to be doing, right? So again, the universe, through your work, is focalizing through you. In every moment it is, but particularly through your work, it is focalizing through you. And so when you have those moments of challenge, just repeat this affirmation over and over and over again. And when I say repeat something, you're not just mouthing it. You're going to breathe, be silent. You can read it before going to bed at night. So that way it stays into your subconscious mind, right? And then get up in the morning, say it again, and then say it. And you can transform it in so many different ways. If somebody is causing you trouble, you can say, you know what? The universe is focalizing me through me in this moment, and therefore I'm not going to slap you. You guys. Anyways, on that note, we're here to grow. We're here to evolve. We're here to express the fullness of our being, right? And we have to leave behind the old notions of ourselves to move forward. That is the key. I'm in this with you. I'm growing with you. I'm learning with you. We're all in this together. So I thank you so much for listening. I wish you a fantastic week, and use this week, right, in those challenging situations. And that way you can, relax and experience the ease, efficiency, and pleasure that you should be deriving from your work. Bye, you guys. I will talk to you next week.